Welcome to Season 2, Episode 3 of Inscribed Sports. This is your host, Dante. I'm running the show today. Joey can't make it, so I'm going to record, edit, write, everything. We only got 2 segments today. We've got Talia with SRU Sports, and then me and Hunter's MLB projections. So let's head over to Talia for SRU Sports.
The Slippery Rock University women's basketball team lost to Indiana University 59-45 on the road Saturday. Despite a strong defensive start and a comeback attempt in the second half, the Rock could not overcome a 15-point halftime deficit. Slippery Rock is now 17-18 overall and 4-15 in the PSAC. Alyssa Gillen led the team with 10 points and 9 rebounds, while Marin Haggerty added 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 steals. Despite outerbounding IUP 49-41, SRU struggled offensively, shooting just 28.8% from the floor. The Crimson Hawks were led by Nyshay Weaver, who had 12 points and 13 rebounds. Slippery Rock's next game is at Edinburgh on February 26th. Men's basketball. The Slippery Rock University men's basketball team secured a crucial 78-71 road victory over Indiana University on Saturday, improving to 14-13 overall and 10-9 in the PSAC. The win, combined with Edinburgh's victory, ensures SRU will host a PSAC tournament first-round game as either the 3rd or 4th seed. This marks the first regular season sweep of IUP for the Rock since 1990 to 1991 and breaks a 33-year winless drought in games played at IUP. Slippery Rock shot a season-high 56.9% from the floor, with standout performances from Jomo Goings, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, Day Waters, 20 points, 7 rebounds, and Ike Herster, 17 points and 6 rebounds. The team also excelled defensively, outerbounding IUP 36-30 and limiting their shooting percentages. The Rock led for nearly 37 minutes, growing a 12-point lead in the second half to secure the win. With 3 consecutive wins, Slippery Rock enters its regular season finale against Edinburgh on February 26th, where a win could guarantee a 7th straight winning season. I would also like to congratulate the team on making the first round of playoffs. They will be playing Monday, March 3rd at home. The opposing team is still pending, but let's make sure we go out to support and celebrate this great achievement for the team.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Wait, use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Inscribed Sports. It's Dante here with Hunter. We're missing Garrett again, but we don't really need him. No offense to him. We're talking real baseball, real sport time, done with football. Hockey's still going, but it's not playoff time yet, so it doesn't really matter. We've got MLB projections for this year. Up first, we got AL East. Hunter, how you feeling?
This is a very, very, very fun division.
Yeah, very competitive.
This year is going to be crazy. I feel like down to the wire. Mostly 3 teams, but oh well. It's going to be a fun race.
Yeah.
Number 1, Yankees.
Wow. I don't agree with that, but keep going.
I mean, I know they've lost Juan Soto. I mean, that's their team. Juan Soto is a big part of their team. But they added Max Fried. I love Max Fried.
Yeah.
I think he's a really talented pitcher. It'll be really good for them. Cody Bellinger. Let's just go more in depth with Cody Bellinger here. He went Chicago?
Yeah.
He's a home run hitter in right field. Chicago has the deepest part right field in the league.
I know.
In the league.
Yep.
And where's he going?
Yeah.
New York.
Short porch, yeah.
Short porch.
I think he's going to lose that juice. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I think he's good. He's never going to hit that MVP level again, but
I do agree with that.
He still struggled in Chicago. Like, he had his rebound year on that 1-year deal, but he got his big contract. He got a multi-year contract, and he's not on a contract year anymore. But okay.
I don't agree with that actually.
But I agree with the rotation. You've got Rodon if he's healthy.
Yes.
Cole, Freed, and Clark Schmidt.
Yes.
And they got rid of Clay Holmes, so that
Dude,
helps.
that's what I'm going to touch on.
That helps their bullpen.
They added Devin Williams.
Yeah.
And then, dude, they added more.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have a good bullpen.
Yeah.
Even better than last year.
Who's 2?
2, I'm going with the Red Sox.
Yeah.
I mean, the offseason that they had, I think, was incredible. And it really surprised me. I did not think they were going to do this.
I'd say A+ offseason
yeah,
for them.
I definitely agree. They added a ton of pitching, too. I mean, really solid pitchers as well. And I think it's enough for them to take that jump into second place behind the Yankees. What do you have them?
I mean, I'll get to it later. Let's go through all yours
Okay.
first.
3, I know I made a bold prediction last time. I said that this team was going to make the playoffs, but
You don't think they will?
or no, I'm sorry, World Series.
Oh, okay.
World Series. But now it's not looking too good.
Why?
I mean, they lost Corbin Burns,
Yeah.
a Cy Young candidate, and they don't have pitching is their worst part.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna get ugly. They took a hit.
So Orioles at 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 and
then,
5.
Dude,
Rounding it off.
I have the Rays at 4. They always surprise me.
I guess I just see them as really bad.
You think the Blue Jays are gonna have a better season?
Yeah.
I think they're gonna
Yes.
sell crazy. Their whole team is just gonna get destroyed.
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a second.
All right.
My ranking, I have at the 5, Tampa Bay Rays. Really bad team. I don't see any upside with this team.
They're young.
They're young, but I mean, they have a promise of developing. They develop a lot of guys, but I just don't see, like, what prospects do they have? I just don't know any names off the top of my head.
But that's the thing. They're the Rays. They always somehow win.
Coming
they
in at the
find ways
4.
to win.
Coming in at the 4 is the Blue Jays.
No.
Unbelievably mid. I understand that.
Mid. They're worse than mid.
Unbelievable. I'd say like 80 wins.
80?
80 wins. I see
There's
80
no
wins.
way.
Maybe
no
less,
way.
75-ish. But it's a Vlad contract here, and I can't imagine Vlad not having a good year. They can't reach an extension.
I think he's gonna be gone.
By the trade deadline?
Yes.
No.
Bo Bichette too.
I mean,
gone.
maybe even. But like still. No, Bo Bichette's going to suck this year. That's the only issue.
Yeah.
But they added Jeff Hoffman. He's a great reliever. I would know.
Are they going to get to relieving point at that point?
I don't know. If Alek Manoah figures out how to pitch again, they might be a little okay. If Dolan Varsho learns how to hit. Still, I'm saying they're a bad team.
Yeah.
But they're better than the Rays in my opinion. At 3rd,
No.
I have the Yankees. I can't, without Juan Soto, I just don't see this team making the play. I see them missing the playoffs. Like they
Missing the playoffs?
Yes, they have a great rotation, but who do they have on offense besides Judge? They lost Glaber. I know Glaber is a little, iffy, but they lost Glaber. They lost Soto. I mean, they have nobody. At the 2, I've got the Orioles, so that means I have the Red Sox as the 1. With the Orioles, their guys need to develop. I think if Rutschman has another down year, it's going to be really tough for them to get going. Jackson Holliday needs to develop. Jordan Westberg, Heston Kjerstad, they all need to develop. But if those guys can develop, that's 5 or 6 hitters that are really dangerous.
Hey, they're going to get a full season as well.
And Cedric Mullins, pitching is just always the issue. They added Tyler O'Neill. They added Dylan Carlson. Dylan Carlson is he's a role guy. He's still good. But Tyler O'Neill, he can.
It's good for them. Tyler O'Neill was.
If this was last year, I would say Tyler O'Neill is a bad signing simply because of left field. But since they moved the wall back in just a little bit, I see it as a plus side. Just a little bit, just a plus side signing. And out the 1, best offseason of anybody in my opinion, it's the Red Sox. Crochet, Bueller, Bregman, Liam Hendricks, Aroldis Chapman.
No.
Yes.
Not Chapman.
Yeah. And Chapman's still pumping. I don't know if you've seen videos, but
dude,
he's still going.
He's still hitting 103. 103.
I see this team as the same team the 2022 Orioles was. Okay. They had a lot of good veteran guys and a lot of good young developing guys.
Yeah.
But they lost immediately against the World Series champ, or 2023 Orioles, World Series champ Rangers.
Yeah.
I don't see this team going far in the playoffs at all, just because of how young they are. They need to develop. If Jarren Duran has a great year, like he did, I see this team going far. They get Tristan Casas back.
Yeah.
I see this team going far. But now we're on the AL Central. Coming in at the 5, it's the White Sox. There's not much to say. Just sell the team.
White Sox, man.
We'll move on. Number 4, the Twins. I see no upside with this team. Injury prone.
Dude, the only thing I say about Twins is I do love their rotation.
Yeah, I like Pablo Lopez a lot. He had a down year last year, but if he pumps it up again, that's an extra 10, 15 wins just right off the bat. But they need to, in my opinion, they should just rebuild. Get rid of everybody, rebuild around Royce Lewis and Johan Duran. I don't know any prospects that are coming up. Caleb Martin has been a really lackluster player. But again, injury prone. Buxton, the whole Buxton project is just so frustratingly overrated, and it's done with. He's done. His knees are almost gone, in my opinion. Coming in at the 3, I have the Guardians, and I have them missing the playoffs. I don't see them as a wild card team. You can't have Jose Ramirez and Steven Kwan carry the whole year. Hopefully Shane Bieber stays healthy again. But they traded for Lane Thomas, and he was really bad after the trade deadline.
Yes, he was.
He was good in the playoffs, decent in the playoffs, but if he doesn't figure it out, they have 2 hitters.
Yeah,
they don't have anybody else.
For sure.
Big Christmas, that's not a 162 type of guy, in my opinion. They're in a very weird middle ground where they're not rebuilding, but they're not contenders.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do because you have a top 5 player in Jose Ramirez, but you're wasting him.
They're for sure wasting him.
At the 2, the Tigers. They are this close. They are this close to really running the AL Central. They've got another year or 2 of development. They've got Trey Sweeney. If Spencer Torkelson needs to be their star, he needs to figure it out. Trey Sweeney, Josh Jung, Riley Green. They added Gleyber Torres, which is actually huge for them. It's not really a hitter's park. It's completely different from Yankees, but I still see him doing better in that system. And really one thing is, if Javi Baez never plays an inning of meaningful baseball this season, they could take over the 1 spot. Yeah. I'm tired of seeing Javi Baez platooned with Trey Sweeney. He's not a good player at all anymore. No offense. He wasn't good at all, in my opinion.
That contract.
He was unbelievably overrated and got...
That contract's bad.
He had aura. El Mago.
Dude, no.
It's hard to place this team. But they could be the number 1 wild card team, or even just win the Central because of the number 1 team, the Royals. They added Jonathan India and added a few other guys, but if their pitching steps up, Cole Reagans, if he has a great year, what else could happen with the rotation? If Salvador Perez doesn't regress, even though he probably will,
it's half happened soon.
Bobby Witt Jr. hopefully has another MVP type season. I could see him winning the MVP this year.
I do too, for sure.
I just see it. Now go to yours.
All right, so our bottom 3 we agree. I don't know. These 2 teams are interchangeable for me.
I agree with that.
Tigers, Royals. I think the Tigers have so much upside right now.
I agree.
And pitching-wise, yeah, they have it, but I think the Royals have a better rotation. But I see the Tigers carrying the hot hand, and I think they're going to win the Central.
Yeah, I think A.J. Hinch has done a great job of, building the team up chemistry-wise.
Yeah.
Whenever I watched those games last season, it was like they were fighting for something more than just baseball.
No, for sure. They showed so much heart last season.
It was magical. I remember watching the last series they had against the Royals, and they just swept them off of, pure dominance somehow.
And that Royals team went far.
Yeah, and that Royals team was good.
They were really good.
So.
All right. Do we move on?
Yep.
All right.
AL West.
NL West.
AL West.
AL West, yeah. Sorry. See, you're gonna get mad at this one. The one is the Astros.
No, I agree
with that. It's the Astros. I can't go against the Astros.
I understand
that
they've lost a couple guys.
They've lost a couple guys.
Lost Bregman.
But they've had a major first base problem, and I love the acquisition they got with Christian Walker. I want him as a Pirates fan.
Yep.
Bad.
No, I understand.
I think he's a really talented
Norristown
player.
guy.
Yeah.
So he's real close.
And on the Astros, I think he has what it takes to take them. And once again, just take the
Crawford boxes too. That's another thing I have on here. Isaac Paredes. He's gonna. How many balls he's gonna hit out simply off the end of the bat?
Yeah. That 2, stadium is
unbelievable for hitters.
It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Number 2, I'm going the Rangers. Last season, okay.
Yeah.
They had a bad last season.
Yes.
But why? Injuries.
Marcus Semien hit 650 OPS.
It's a new season.
Yeah, injuries.
Injuries played a major part with them. Also, one person that I really enjoy out of them is Kumar Rocker. I think he's gonna have a really good season.
If he develops, yeah.
He came up end of last season, did really good.
I
want him as a Pirates fan.
If Leiter Jr. shows up too.
Yeah, Leiter.
If DeGrom isn't hurt.
That's my whole thing.
We'll get to where I'm going, but
DeGrom, I mean, I love him so much. He's generational, but that man cannot stay on the field to save his life any season at all. He can't even play half a season.
The one season he had with the Mets in 2019, Jacob DeGrom is always talked about.
2019, Jacob DeGrom.
I mean, this guy had a sub-1 ERA for a while.
Yeah.
He was hitting better than any hitter on the Mets at that point, really.
Yeah,
that's his one healthy season.
Yeah. All right. Number 3, the Mariners. This team reminds me so much like my Pirates. It's not even funny.
Are they a playoff team, though? Are they a fringe playoff team?
I don't think so.
No, wow.
I do not think so.
Okay.
I mean, their rotation, once again, is so good, but their offense is like the White Sox.
Yeah.
They finished 29th.
I know.
The Pirates had a better offense than them.
A lot of one-run games.
I mean, yeah. They can't give their pitchers any run support at all, and they made no really accusations for that offense. I think they missed the playoffs. I don't think that they have the year they did last year.
Yep.
And I think they have just a terrible offense. Same. Nothing will change.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4, the Athletics.
Yeah.
I personally think the Athletics can have a really good season.
That's crazy that we agree on that. I thought you were gonna talk down on that.
I think highly of the Athletics. They're really young. They're very promising.
Yeah.
They had a really good offense last year. Like
I saw them put
nobody talks about that.
I saw them put up 20 against the Phillies on a Sunday afternoon. That was really frustrating. Saw Lawrence Butler go 3 for 3 with 3 home runs.
Yeah. So one person I would like to touch on is Malcolm Butler.
Yeah.
I mean that kid I think he's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
Another one. I know he got hurt last season. He debuted, Jacob Wilson.
Yeah.
I think he has high upside. I think he can take this team. He can be a good fit for them. But, again, they're
just not there yet.
They're just not there.
Pitching is so hard to come by, and when you're the Athletics, it's even harder to come by.
Yeah, I agree. And then that big move to Sacramento.
Yeah.
Whatever they have there. The last Angels, I mean, they try. They really do try, but it's just not enough. This team is very bad.
Yeah.
And honestly, I talked about the Rays. They find ways to win.
Yeah.
The Angels, they do not find.
They find ways to lose.
They are the opposite. What about you? What's your ranking?
So number 5, I got the Angels. I see prospects, but I don't see a development core.
They cannot develop.
They don't have a front office that can develop. They've got Ben Joyce, Logan O'Hoppe, Zach Neto, Nolan Shanuel, Mickey Moniak, Joe Adell. What is up with Joe Adell? I'm sick and tired of this guy messing up, even though he was number 1, top 10 prospect. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I can see this team develop, but especially under Ron Washington. But they need a GM and they need a development coach. They need an infield coach. They need a hitting coach. They need a pitching coach. Hopefully they figure it out. I'd say trade Trout. Get rid of him.
Pirate.
I don't know.
Pirate.
Yeah, no, he's a Philly, if anything.
Dude, shut up.
Number 4, the Athletics. I agree with him. I see a lot of upside with this team. Lawrence Butler, Jacob Wilson, Zach Geloff, Tyler Soderstrom. 3 to 4 years, I see them making it. Mason Miller's gone by then, in my opinion. He's gone.
Yeah.
But if they figure out the pitching, this could be a very good.
Dude, this team is exciting.
A very
they're
good
really
AL
exciting.
team. And it sucks that they're moving away, but I see this team having a future. At the 3, this is where we disagree. 3 and 2. 3, I got the Rangers. 2, I got the Mariners. But the Rangers, they can't stay healthy. And without DeGrom, they have Eovaldi pitching and, a couple other guys. But I don't know. I don't see this team making it that far. They need Simeon, Evan Carter, Adolis Garcia, and Wyatt Langford all to hit well. I love Marcus Simeon. He's one of my favorite non-Phillies players, but he's been really lackluster since he got there. And Adolis Garcia had another down year. What I'm saying is 1 through 9 looks really good if they can hit. They lost Nathaniel Lowe, who's been, a silver slugger. And if pitching stays healthy, they can jump up to the 2 or even 1, but I just don't see it. Number 2, with the Mariners, they have maybe one of, if not the best rotation in the league. Their pitching core is just absurd, right?
Come on now.
but they need a hit. And the only way they hit is if Randy Arozarena figures it out. And if Julio Rodriguez has the MVP type season I've been told he's going to have for the past year or two now. Now, it's only his, third year? So, his expectations aren't as high. But if he can even finish just in the top 10 of MVP voting, I mean, this team will make the playoffs. Now, will they make it far? Probably not. But that pitching could carry them if they just get by. And the Astros, this is the end of their dominance. They'll be the 1 seed. They'll be the one seed in the AL West, but they lost Bregman, and their guys are only getting older.
They are. They're getting.
They lost Kyle Tucker. I mean,
a very old team. Yeah,
their pitching is above average, and they added Christian Walker and Isaac Paredes, but they have a year or two left, and I'm glad to see that it's over.
Yeah, me too.
I'm glad to see it's over. But now we're staying on the West Coast. We're going to the NL West. Number 5, we got the Rockies. Sell the team. 4, we got the Giants. They added Willy Adames. The only issue with Willy Adames is it's a pitcher's park. It's more of a pitcher's park than what it looks like in Milwaukee. It's not domed. It's really tough to hit there, in my opinion. And then they have Patrick Bailey, who should develop, but they're in a really weird spot. They don't have enough talent to overtake a Diamondback or Padre type team because nobody's beating the Dodgers. I'll spoil it right now. My number 1's the Dodgers. The 2 that are switching right now are the Padres and Diamondbacks. At 3, I got the Diamondbacks. Their pitching is great. They added Corbin Burns. If Jordan Montgomery and Eduardo Rodriguez can figure it out, if they're both going to have full camps, Rodriguez shouldn't be hurt. They could also have one of the best rotations in the league.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, Burns, Gallen, Montgomery, Rodriguez, and even Brandon Pfaadt, he could figure it out. He shut out the Phillies in the playoffs.
Yeah, he pitched really good against Pirates too.
But again, they lost Christian Walker. Corbin Carroll had a sophomore slump, but if he figures that out, he could be really good. Alec Thomas, Moreno, and Geraldo Perdomo could develop. They should develop. Perdomo is a very defensive first shortstop, but he holds his own.
He's very solid. I like him as a player.
At the 2, I have the Padres. I still have faith in the pitching. I saw your notes on what you think of the Padres pitching, but I still have faith in this pitching lineup. They added Nick Pivetta, and I know Nick Pivetta is he's a good 4-3 guy. Not when he was with the Phillies, but he is now. Merrill needs to avoid a sophomore slump. He can't pull a Corbin Carroll. Yeah. He needs to build off of it, get over that he lost to Paul Skeens, and really push the limits on being a good silver slugger, a good hitter. And in my opinion, Xander Bogaerts needs to figure it out. They gave him a big contract for nothing, lackluster hitting, lackluster defense. And then the 1 is the Dodgers. I don't have anything to say. I mean, they buy everybody. It's unbelievable. Let's go.
Yeah, okay. So number 5, Rockies.
Yeah.
I mean, you've already touched on all that. It's the Rockies. 4, Giants. I think that they are a decent rounded team.
Yeah.
But they just don't have enough to make it.
Yeah.
3, this is where we disagree. Padres.
Yeah.
They went from having one of the top bullpens to taking a major hit, and I don't think that they have enough. They're going to make the playoffs, obviously. I think so. But they've lost so much to, I think the Diamondbacks take them over.
Yeah.
Obviously, number 2, I just said, Diamondbacks are at 2.
But the Padres have a Tatis. The Diamondbacks don't have a superstar like that, in my opinion, if Corbin Carroll doesn't figure it out.
Yeah. But I just don't. That pitching, I don't like it at all.
I know.
I really do not like that team's pitching at all. And I think that's really going to hurt them down the stretch, and I think the Diamondbacks jump them and finish 2. Dodgers, duh. That's all I have. That's my notes, duh. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers. They are, it's not even fun to talk about them.
No, it's not. If Roki figures it out and gives up home runs against Kyle Teal.
First batter he's faced. That ball was crushed. Did you hear that sound?
Yes, that was
It was
insane.
crazy.
Okay, we're on to the NL East.
NL East.
This is a tough division.
Yeah.
Even coming from a Phillies fan, this is a very tough division to figure out.
All right, let's get into this.
Yeah.
Where's my notes? Oh, okay. 5th is the Marlins.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say about that
no
team
upside.
either. They had an F grade offseason, just terrible, horrendous. 4, now this is, I really enjoy the Nationals.
This
right
is
now.
another athletics type of team.
I agree. I think that they're going to have a decent, solid season. Again, they have the #1 pick. They're going to keep adding to that team. They're such a young team, and I think that their window is very close to making playoffs.
Yes.
They have so much upside, but right now it's just not the time. Obviously, the 3 teams above them are just giants. Just they can't take them over right now. 3, I have the Braves.
Yeah.
Acuna, he's back. Obviously,
Healthy.
he's going to be healthy. He's going to have an amazing season like always. It's Acuna. You can't go wrong with that. I just see the Mets as a better team than the Braves.
They had a better offseason.
I mean, Juan Soto, that's an offseason in itself. One player. He can change on base.
He changed the Yankees completely.
Yeah.
They went from a first-round exit and getting swept to being in the World Series.
And he's going to do the same to the Mets.
Yeah.
They brought back Pete Alonso, Polar Bear, which is really good for them.
And they added Clay Holmes.
They added Clay Holmes. Pirates legend Clay Holmes, by the way. I mean, one, I can't say anymore, it's the Phillies. But I already know you're going to touch a lot on the Phillies.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, buddy, your window is closing.
I'll get there. We'll get there.
So, yeah, I just see the Phillies once again taking over.
Now, how close do you see the top 3
I think it's going to be close.
Competing with each other?
I think
all 3 make the playoffs if they stay healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did I say? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't go against it.
My 5 is, again, the Marlins. What's the goal? I don't know what they're doing. When Jeter bought the team, it was like, okay, maybe there's a future, and then he just kind of ruined it.
I mean, he's overrated anyways. But
Jeter's overrated. Anyways, he's overrated as a player and an owner. And then Jeter got out of that hot mess that he created. They're wasting one of the greatest pitchers I've ever seen, Sandy Alcantara.
Trade him, please.
Anytime I see him go up against the Phillies, I'm just scared. It's an automatic loss. He's almost like him and Skeens are on the same level where it's like, oh, he's pitching. They're going to win if they get run support.
Yeah.
4 in the Nats, they're there. I have exclamation points around James Wood. I'm really excited for him to develop. If he wasn't a Nat, obviously. Dylan Cruz, C.J. Abrams, Juan Yepes, Mackenzie Gore, Jake Irvin. They're, like you said, 3 or 4, maybe even 2, depending on free agency and how development goes. They added Nate Lau. They can hit if they keep on track of what they did last year.
Yeah.
They need to understand that they're not buyers at this deadline, but they're also not sellers. They have a lot of young guys, and I trust the front office to figure that out. At 3, I have the Braves. They can be 1 or 2 if they're healthy, but they aren't the big bad Braves that I, kind of grew up with.
For sure.
They have all of their guys are getting older, obviously, and they're all injury prone in a way. And they need Strider to come back. If Strider comes back and isn't Spencer Strider, down the drain. They added Jurickson Profar, so hopefully he can keep up the production that he had last season with the Padres. But really, it's just they need to be healthy.
Yeah.
Now, the 2-1 spot. The Mets signed my favorite non-Phillies player there is, Juan Soto. Absolute game changer. We just touched on what he did to the Yankees. Just unbelievable type of talent. The only issue I see here is if some of their players don't develop, Alvarez, Vientos, the other Acuna. They added Jose Siri also. What?
Oh, my God.
I can't stand that. They had something else going the other day. But their rotation, in my opinion, isn't scary at all, especially with Sean Manaea just getting on the IL for at least 60 days.
Yeah.
And also, maybe he messed up his shoulder enough where he can't throw like Chris Sale where he's going like that.
So they took a lot of injury pitching.
When you have Clay Holmes as your third starter, there might be an issue there. So I have the Mets at 2, and I had the Phillies at 1. I see a way through with this Phillies team. Like he said, this is their last chance. This is the last dance. I'm tired of them being this vibes team with Garrett Stubbs and everybody else. If you had told me in 2019 after they signed, or 2018 after they signed Harper, that the lineup would be Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Bohm, Stott, Real Muto, and Castellanos, I'd be like, oh man, nobody's going to beat them. Nobody will out-hit him. Trey Turner can't field a ground ball. and is so stuck up that he won't move to a position that he's better at in center field. He's getting paid $30 million a year, and he can't hit above an 800 OPS. And he's getting older. JT Realmuto, you had your time, okay? I've met you before. You're a cool guy. But this isn't 2021 anymore, man. Like, you're 34. You got to understand. You got to help develop the younger guys. Hopefully he is. Hopefully he's not stuck up, but I don't see him hitting over an 800 OPS. Nick Castellanos, sadly, this isn't his contract year. Next year will be. We signed Castellanos, the Phillies signed Castellanos off a 300 batting average season and a 30 home run season as a contract year. And we thought, oh my God, we just got Schwarber and Castellanos like in the same offseason. Castellanos might be the worst hitter I've ever seen at times. I mean, before the All-Star break last year was maybe the most we could have went up there and hit better than Nick Castellanos did in that first half of the season. I'm tired of his, cool macho guy stuck up to answers, doesn't want to talk to the media persona. I'm sick and tired of it. He doesn't have aura, okay? He pops his collar and does whatever, but he doesn't have aura. Braden Marsh and Johan Rojas. I saw somebody the other day complaining about Johan Rojas and his hitting. I don't care if Johan Rojas has a 400 OPS. I've never seen center field defense like this ever in my lifetime. This is Hall of Fame defense. He should be in the Phillies Hall of Fame simply because of his defense. I was at his debut. I mean, he makes some of the most amazing catches. The ball gets hit to center field, and I think, yeah, he's probably got that 99% of the time, and I'm not even joking. He's so good. And then people were like, well, we need to platoon Marsh and blah, blah, blah. Marsh needs to learn how to hit the baseball against a lefty. He has a 6 OPS plus against lefties last season. That's how bad he is. All that being said, they have maybe the best rotation, in my opinion, if everybody figures it out. Zach Wheeler, hopefully is Zach Wheeler. He's getting old. He's got gray in his beard. Aaron Nola is on the flip-flop of his bad year. Aaron Nola flip-flops every year with either being good or bad. This has been going back since 2018 when he was a Cy Young finalist. 2021, a 4.63 ERA, really bad. 2022, a 3.25 ERA. Oh my God, that's amazing. 2023, a 4.46 ERA. Last year, a 3.57 ERA. This year will probably be another 4 ERA season unless he figures it out. It's his 11th season. He's going to be reliable. He's going to get you almost to 200 innings, obviously over 185 innings. He's a reliable guy. He's got a rubber arm, but it's the long ball. Will he stop the long ball? I think if you dropped his home runs per 9 by at least like 0.3, maybe even 0.2, his ERA every season would be below a 3, no matter what. And all those bad seasons would be a below 3.5. They added Jordan Romano, but they lost Jeff Hoffman. I got a lot to talk about. Jeff Hoffman was a really big loss, and they added it with a guy that kind of sucks. Jordan Romano was really bad. This is one of the worst off seasons I've ever seen. When they went 63-99, I thought, they're rebuilding. They're doing their thing. But we are in World Series contention right now. What is this team doing? What is Dave Dombrowski doing? I just don't understand. Like, they added Max Kepler. I mean, Turner and Bohm need to grow up. I'm sick and tired of the vibes thing that I said earlier. Garrett Stubbs is just like the bane of my existence when it comes to this team. I don't think he's good at all. I don't like this, well, we need to do this in the locker room to be better. I don't like Rob Thompson, but I still think they're the second best team in the NL. I think they won't beat the Dodgers, but I still see a really good team. And hopefully they understand that this is the last year that they're going to have. And finally, don't let Taijuan Walker pitch ever. I don't care if they're down 10 runs. Don't let him pitch ever. On to the NL Central.
Oh, my goodness.
Coming at the 5, we got the Cardinals. If they get rid of Arenado, it's going to be even worse. I don't see this team winning anything. They have no upside. You've watched a lot of NL Central baseball. I'm a very casual NL Central fan. Coming at the 4, I don't know where you have them, but I have the Reds at 4. And that's being generous because I'm being nice to the Pirates. The Pirates are at 3. I see the Reds being 3rd, really. But, I mean, they're kind of interchangeable if the Reds figure it out. If Ellie has a very good season, if he stops striking out as much, he could be a very dark horse MVP type of guy just because of how, versatile he is. But besides that, I mean, they need to develop guys. Like, who do they – I don't see anybody on this team that's like, oh, wow, besides like Candelario and other people like that. Coming in at the 3, this is very generous, like I said, the Pittsburgh Pirates. We all know that they can't develop players. But with Paul Skeens, it's an automatic 15, maybe even 20 wins with him on the team. They have 3 catchers right now that –
Oh, I'll get into that.
I mean, are they going to develop Rodriguez?
Don't you worry.
Henry Davis, Joey Bart. I mean, Rodriguez and Davis hit both under 200. They hit below the Mendoza line. Their infield looks awful. The Pirates' infield is maybe one of the worst infields in the league. Is Key Brian Hayes going to hit above an 800 OPS like he was paid to do? I know he's a defensive first guy, but I mean, what's the point? And besides Skeens, there's nobody in the rotation. 2 is the Cubs. I think their pitching is okay, maybe a little above average. They added Kyle Tucker but lost Bellinger, but Kyle Tucker is obviously a lot better than Bellinger. But like you said with Belly and New York, how will switching from Houston, a domed-in Houston with a very short porch in right field, go to one of the deepest right fields in Chicago? It's a very weird team. I just don't see any chemistry with the team. I don't know why.
Yeah,
it's just
they just seem so off to me.
Yeah, they're like, it's another weird middle ground team, but if they figure it out, I see them too. But even as a 2 seed in the NL Central, I could see them missing. And number 1, it's the Brewers. I mean, they lost Devin Williams, but I mean, they added some guys, Nestor Cortez, and they have great hitters in the lineup that need to develop. Bryce Terang, Joey Ortiz, Jackson Churio, Sal Frelick. Hopefully Yelich stays healthy, and that'll help them a lot. Pitching, usually Brewers pitching is like what they are.
Yeah.
But now it's like they need to develop their hitters.
It's hitters, yeah.
Let's go.
All right. Oh boy, where do I begin?
Yeah.
Number 1, it's the Brewers. I mean, they are our Astros.
Yeah.
They're the Astros of this division.
Yeah.
They are so young, so talented, so electric. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I hate this team. But they just number 2. You obviously said it already. I have the Reds at 2. You know that this pains me so much to say. I feel like an idiot right now since I'm saying this. But I can't express how much I hate this team.
Yeah.
But Ellie De La Cruz, like what you said, I think he has a chance to have an MVP season.
Yeah.
He scares me.
If guys like Spencer Steer develop, that would also help them.
I think they have a chance to finish 2 in this division.
Do they make the playoffs finishing 2?
I think
because it's Padres, Diamondbacks,
that division's
Braves, Mets, Phillies, all of them.
Yeah.
Could they be the last wild card team?
It's between the Pirates or them.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't see the future with the Pirates. Number 3.
Number 3. I mean, what can I say? It's going to be the Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, I want to talk about this offseason. It's the same offseason every single year. We signed Spencer Horwitz. I really like the guy. I think he's talented, but he's injured for a very long time. He's missing most of spring training. Who is our first baseman? Can you please tell me? I have on here Adam Frazier. Why? That's my note. I said why. They have him at first base right now. Why? He doesn't even own a first baseman, and he's taking ground balls at first base. Can we please figure it out?
Yeah.
We passed up on so many guys at first base. Like what I said, Christian Walker. I would love to have him, but no, we have Adam Frazier.
And he's a PA guy.
Yeah.
He probably wanted to.
But we just can't. We don't have the money, and it pains me to say that.
Yeah.
Andrew McCutchen. Oh, I love Andrew McCutchen, but oh my God, am I tired of this. I really am tired of this whole thing.
I think he's the last guy on the team that was born in the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, again, I love him. He is my childhood. But man, am I so tired of having him go out as DH. I mean, in his defense, he was one of our best home run hitters, which is terrible.
It's terrible.
But, I mean, hey, Andrew McCutchen, yay, welcome back to
He
Pittsburgh.
can barely get to second base.
Now, we added 2 pitchers. They're mid guys. This is what we do. 1-year deals. Caleb Ferguson, he's coming off a 1.4 ERA, a 1.4 record, ERA of 4.64, 54 innings pitched, 6-7 strikeouts, and 1.49 WHIP. He's a mid guy, but I see him as a guy that can help us because we thrive off mid. That's just what we are.
Yeah.
Tim May he's coming off a 6.33 ERA season.
Yeah, with the Yankees too.
Once again, I think he's not going to have that bad of a season with the Pirates. I think he's going to have somewhat of a comeback. He's a career 20-9 win.
Yeah.
3.88 ERA, which is really solid.
Yeah, it's fine.
304 strikeouts, 128 WHIP. I think he has a chance to really help us, but not that much. I mean, come on, it's the Pirates.
Yeah.
Let's be real here. Now let's go in the offense. I already touched on first base and our 3 catchers. Boy, do I love that. Henry Davis makes me want to bash my head off a wall every time I watch him play. I mean, he's #1 pick.
Yeah. He looks like a ball player.
And he has Freebird as his walk-up song, which I really enjoy.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I enjoy.
No batting gloves. He just goes up there and doesn't hit.
I mean, this man hit 2 home runs off Shohei Ohtani and vanished off the face of the earth. I see Endy kind of shifting more towards first. I think Henry Davis can do that too, but we already moved him at right, which was a failure. Joey Bart, I think it's his position. He showed us last year what he really is coming to Pittsburgh. I'm a Joey Bart lover.
Yeah.
After that season, I really appreciate him, but I think he has the position. Second base, I think it's going to be Nick Gonzalez. I mean, he's still young. He's not really that young. We drafted him in the first round a couple years ago. Yeah. I think last season he had a pretty solid season. Then he got injured at the end of the year. I think he has another season like that. He's going to be just good, just above mid.
Yeah.
That drives us.
Like a 105, 110 OPS plus.
Shortstop.
Yeah.
IKF. This man, he's not an everyday player, but to us, he is an everyday player. Hitting.
Relative to your team, he was good last year.
He was good, but
he's also only getting older.
He's getting older. Good is not enough for this team. We need great.
Yeah.
Just third base, Key Brian Hayes. I was so pumped for this guy, and then I absolutely wanted to rip my hair out like Henry Davis every time he came to the plate. But what I want to talk about again is our hitting coach. Boy, oh boy. I can't say on camera what I wanted to do. I can't. We have a new guy. I think he's going to be good. But again, it's the Pirates. Our offense is terrible. We're like the Mariners. I think Key Brian Hayes has a better season than last season.
800 OPS.
His back is a very, very major problem, which I'm terrified of. I mean, it's like he's 95 years old, his back. Outfield, oh boy, Josh Palacios, is that who we're starting out there? I mean, let's be real here.
This sounds like the lineup for Major League. Like, this is pretty bad.
O'Neal Cruz.
Yeah.
Is our outfielder.
Yeah.
He had a really solid I really enjoy him in the outfield. He has the arm. He has the speed. I think he's going to be a good outfielder.
When he first got brought up, one of my old travel coaches was saying, like, he will be a menace if you take him away from shortstop. Shortstop is this is the same thing I had with Trey Turner.
You know what I want to say? I think it's a Tatis experiment.
Yeah.
You already know how Tatis was at shortstop. That was just atrocious. But now he's a great outfielder.
That's it. Like, I don't want to cut you off, but with Harper, when he got moved to first base, he thinks the whole thing is like, I can't think about hitting while I'm in the field anymore.
Yeah.
I remember that interview vividly because I was at his first game when he was at first base in Cleveland, and he just said, like, in the outfield, after you're at bat, you can just go in the outfield and think about your swing because all you have to think about is throw to the cutoff or throw to this base. But then you get moved to the infield, and it's like, I have to think about so much stuff, even at first base. And that's what I was saying about Trey Turner, but I won't talk about Trey Turner anymore. That's what I'm saying with O'Neal Cruz. He got moved to the outfield, and he doesn't have to think as much, especially with how big he is.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Oh, boy, Jack Sawinski. I mean, I cannot also express how much this man makes me hate my life. I mean, he has so much potential.
He had Player of the Month card.
Yes.
In MLB The Show.
He's that home run hitter, but he's also that strikeout striker.
Yeah.
I mean, oh boy, every time he's up to bat, I feel like he's going to strike out.
Yeah.
It's either a strikeout in the Allegheny or he's striking out 4 times.
Yeah.
Brian Reynolds, obviously, I love Brian Reynolds. I mean, I can't say much more about him.
But
his defense is really bad, though, I'm not going to lie.
He's a very, good, not great player, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, that just sums up what we have. Rotation, I really love this rotation.
Wow, really?
Yeah. This is the most I've enjoyed the rotation since 2013.
Yeah, when you
Cool
look
era.
at their history, I guess you could
Yes.
say.
Jones, I'm really worried about, though. Sophomore slump. They're going to start figuring him out.
Mm-hmm.
I need him to develop a pitch,
Yeah.
and I don't think he has,
Yeah.
which is very nerve-wracking. I love
All
like
talent.
he is very exciting, electric, but he's not like a Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
Paul Skeens, this guy has 9 pitches,
Yeah.
and they're all the best in baseball.
He's learning
Can
a new
somebody?
look.
How do you go up to the plate and hit off him?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that two-seam he has and cutter, or I think it was a cutter. I can't even see the ball.
Yeah.
It's literally insane.
Yeah.
He is. I mean, he's my king. He's my glorious king.
He's gonna win Cy Young.
Yeah,
It's
I
pretty
think so
obvious.
too. I think this is his Cy Young year.
Yeah. He might win 3 years in a row.
Bailey Falter.
Phillies legend.
You know a lot about
Falter.
Bailey Falter.
How has he developed?
He finished very strong.
Yeah.
But the beginning of the year, once again, I wanted to rip my hair out watching him pitch.
Yeah. That guy started a NLCS game against the Padres
Yep.
and gave up 6 runs.
And just, I wanted, finally, the bullpen. I really enjoy this bullpen, but are they healthy?
Mm-hmm.
That's been the problem for years that I could even remember.
And will they show up? Like, is David Bednar going to be there?
Yeah, we're Chapmanless, which I really enjoyed him
Yeah.
as the closer.
Mm-hmm.
Bednar, he's from Pittsburgh. Great.
Yeah.
Great stuff there.
Hometown hero.
It's just, he has nothing that excites me.
Mm-hmm.
He is not a shutdown closer.
No.
Holderman, it's either he's the best pitcher on earth or he's the absolute worst pitcher to ever step on the mound.
Yeah.
I went to AAA and watched him give up 4 runs to just below-level guys. But, yeah, that is my rant. Obviously, we went long with our teams. That's how it's going to be. But
4 and 5, just to wrap it up.
Cubs, they're 3 in my eyes, but it's the Cubs and I don't like them. So, yeah, whatever. Cardinals, they're terrible.
Yeah.
But they scare me every year because it's the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They were like the Brewers. They're both like 2 just races. They always.
Yeah.
But they're last. They're terrible. And yeah, that's my rant. So thank
Okay, well,
you.
that'll wrap it up. Very long segment, but you love baseball. You got to talk about baseball. We'll see you
America's
next week.
pastime.
Thanks for tuning in.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait.
What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My.
Oh.
If you're buzzed and doing this to make yourself feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Thanks for watching episode 3 of season 2 of Inscribed Sports. It's your host, Dante. We thank you for tuning in. We hope you come next week on the WSRU-TV station.